The great Tom Arnold, Julia Louis-Dreyfus Showdown. It all had to do over a very precious commodity here on the lot, a parking spot.
My parking space was taken.
So what she did is she pulled in one spot over, figuring she'll fix it later. And it happened to be Tom Arnold's spot.
And so then I went to work, and it came to my attention that something had happened to my car.
Being the exquisite gentleman that he is, he wrote a note and left it on the car.
It says, "You stupid, you're such a blah, you're such a lot of bad language and calling me names. Don't do this again. How dare you, et cetera, et cetera." Like, wow, this is intense. I obviously moved my car.
And Julia, people just don't treat her like that. And she was truly, truly upset, and she didn't know what to do, and she knew exactly who it had come from.
And I was shortly thereafter walking on the lot with Jason. We run into Tom Arnold.
And I actually went up to him and I said, "Hey, Tom, Jason, we haven't met, I'm Jason, and I just want you to know the car in your spot was Julia's because they were doing construction. She was late. It wasn't a plan. She just kind of, But I said, your note really upset her. I mean, it was kind of strong." And he actually, for the moment that I was talking to him, I wasn't near anybody else. And for the moment I was talking to him, he was like, "Yeah, I was in a bed. Yeah, I was a little strong. She was upset." And he was actually very conciliatory about it. And then Julia, I guess, decided, well, this isn't right that Jason's talking to him and I'm not. I'm a grown woman. So she started walking over.
And I say, "Hey, Tom, what's this all about?"
And as soon as he saw her walking over, his hackles went up and he went, "What? You were upset by what I wrote?"
"That's the way Rosie and I do things," Tom said.
And it was just a complete change. He couldn't be the kind of sweet guy that I was dealing with in front of her for whatever reason.
I said, "Well, I don't appreciate getting these kind of notes. If you just want to ask me to move, I'm happy to move." He goes, "Well, that's the way we do things, you can't come into our spaces, can't take my..." Okay, whatever. Walk away. This is not a place where I want to have anything to do with any of these people. Next thing I know, my car has been defaced.
A picture of someone's ass was on her windshield.
And the C word is written on the windshield.
And, we were all up at the writer's office going, should we respond to this? Should we do anything?
I wanted to get more into that feud. I said, this will be a good way to vent. Let's see, what could we come up with? Everyone's going, no. I guess I was still in the Kramer character, huh? Because Kramer, if he'd come in, no, you gotta do something. You can't let him get away with that, Jerry.
And we had more or less decided to let it go, and Julia was saying, "I don't want you guys fighting my battles. If I do something like this, I have to do it, and we were going to let it go."
Julia actually pulled me aside and says, "Michael, don't do anything, okay? Don't." Because I was sitting there going, And then I was very protective because I didn't want the girl on our show to be pushed around by those baddies.
2 days later, I get a call from the National Enquirer, the Star. They figured out where I lived. They called me. They wanted my comments on this huge story that was in the press about the parking space. I, of course, didn't comment on anything to anybody because why would I go down this way?
I remember being in the office and talking to Larry Charles and saying, "Why do they even care? Why are they so angry at us?" And he said, "Because they sense that we're the coming thing, that we're coming. That we're going to be the next big show." And I said, "Get out of here."
Some people will make the claim that it's a resentment over the growing success of our show. I would make the claim that it has to do more with the psychological profile of Tom and Roseanne.
Next thing I hear that Roseanne Barr is going on all the local LA talk shows and entertainment shows, begging me to come on with her to resolve our differences about the parking space on camera. I make no comment whatsoever. Nothing.
If anything, it was an indication that the show had entered into a different realm because all of a sudden crappy little stories like that were hot news, Ooh, they're talking about Seinfeld and Roseanne, and ooh.
Comes March, and Billy Crystal's opening joke of his monologue at the Academy Awards is about not parking in Roseanne Barr's parking space. And I'll never forget, it was such an incredible sort of lesson in God only knows what. But I had never said a thing to anybody at any time. And it became this national news, and it ultimately ends up in the opening monologue at the Academy Awards. And that's the story. There's no more to it.